Hey everyone, welcome to our Gold and Above call for this month in May. And I'm excited to talk to you tonight about customer care and how to provide excellent customer care. My name is Cara Carrington. I'm an Emerald on Emily's team. And I will tell you this. So I've been with Plexus a little over 4 years now. We went Emerald about 2.5 years into my Plexus business. And so we've been Emerald for just, I guess, almost 2 years now. And so I did not implement a customer care system until about a year ago that I was consistent with. But just until a year ago, I found something, it worked really well for me, and I've been consistent the entire 12 months. And so I've just am finishing my calendar and I'm excited about buying a new calendar and restarting again. And so I hope that what I talked to you tonight about, it might be kind of simple and basic, but it's something that is a huge pillar in our business. And so we'll just go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully that, can you guys see? You guys see my screen? Okay, Emily, I can see you. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started. I have my notes down here also. But is this little window in y'all's way from seeing things, or is it okay? It's a little, we'll just do this. Okay. Maybe. I don't like it. There we go. I can see somebody. I can see your face, Emily. Okay. So we're just going to hop right into it. So maybe, there we go. Why? I have this broken down into 4 different little things about. The first one is, why do you provide customer care? Okay. So I know that everyone has heard this analogy, but I'm going to say it again about the bathtub, right? So we are constantly filling up our bathtub as we're recruiting new people, as our team is growing. But there's always going to be we need to plug, right? Because you're always going to be losing people as well. That's normal attrition. And so this providing customer care is a way that you help plug the bathtub, right? And so it's going to help grow your business. It's going to help with retention. Second thing is, you are in a service-based business, okay? And so whenever you go to receive a service, right, you want to be taken care of really well. And so you expect that when you go somewhere. And so getting that mindset of you are in a service-based business, I think early on in your business, it can be easy to think, okay, I have to work really hard to sign them up. And once I sign them up, we're good to go. We're ready to go. But actually, when you sign them up, that's when the actual work starts. It doesn't stop there. It starts there. And so it's our job and responsibility to help these people love their products. That is part of your job. And that is why they come to you and not Target for their probiotics, their vitamins, their health things. So being able to take that responsibility and just owning it, this is part of your business, and leaning into that is going to be huge. Also, I like to market this too, right? So don't sell yourself short. You have amazing things to offer people. And so you're worth paying you're worth paying for, right? Your services. So don't forget that. Also, we want others to have good experience on products, just like we have. If they have a bad experience because you failed to check on them, they're on the wrong products, they experience terrible detox, think about how that can affect your influence in that community, right? So if it's a church friend and then they have a bad experience, and then all of those friends, you're making the work harder for yourself. So that you're just you're making it harder for yourself. So when you provide good customer care and you have you help people have wins, then that's going to make your job easier as well. Okay, so mindset around customer care. I will just tell you, people are going to quit. People will quit no matter what you do. You can do everything right and people will still quit. Do not take it personally. Love them where they're at. I still remember my first person who quit on me 4.5 years ago, and it broke me. It did. But now when people quit on me now, I know that it just wasn't their time. Okay. So I want the next part. Don't be afraid to do your customer care. So I want everyone, if you have ever been afraid to send the message of how's it going with your products? Like if you've ever been afraid of that, drop a 1 in the comments and say like, yes, this is me. And I'm going to not read the comments right now because it'll distract me and I'll get super, so if just know that. But know that you're not alone in that. And there's all people, you're not alone in that. We've all been through stages of that way. But I want you to think about this. If you're in a headspace of being scared of providing customer care, think about why. Why are you scared of that? Is it because you don't believe in the products? Are they not working for you? Having a hard time? Are you in a season of detox, or are you helping people through detox? So work on building your belief in the products. Also, if it's something that you have a hard time doing, you're afraid, like you have to schedule it or you will avoid it. So schedule it in your work time, set timers, say, I'm going to do 5 minutes of customer care. I'm going to reach out to all my people and I'm just going to do it. Because that will help you. Also, this is a skill, right? So if you're not comfortable with troubleshooting, or you are kind of nervous about what people to say, or you're not really sure what products to recommend to someone, lean into that and recognize that and learn. Like I would focus my training in that area, focus on how to troubleshoot, focus on that. Because you will feel more confident when you have trained yourself in that. And so recognize that as like, oh, maybe that's a weakness of mine, but I know it's super important. So I'm going to train myself in this. So work on building your belief. Kind of to that, they trusted you when they joined you. Okay. So it is your job to help them find success, set their expectations. So whenever I sign someone, I always set the expectation that a 90-day commitment, right? A 90-day commitment. These products do not, they're not quick fixes. And so being able to have that commitment before I even sign them. And I tell them, I'm going to reach out to you. We're going to work through this. You may have some detox and it's okay. We're going to work through that. And I remember watching that Gold Mastermind series with Brooke Hemingway and Christy Jex a couple of years ago. And Christy Jex talks about this retention and customer care. And she says, you are responsible for showing up for that 90-day version of that person. And so let them know that off the bat. Say like, you know what? I believe you had these goals and you trusted me with these goals. And I believe that we're making progress and we're making steps to get you there. And so I'm going to show up for you, and I'm going to ask hard questions. I'm going to work with you on a regimen. And if I don't know how to help you, I'm going to reach out to my sponsor and we're going to figure out how to help you. Because that's your job. They trusted you when they joined you, and that is your job. And your job is to fight for that 90 version of them. Okay. And I have my notes down here. So if I keep kind of going up and down, that's what I'm doing. I'm not like checking my phone or anything. Okay. The third thing that I want to talk about is principles of customer care. This is just very basic things, like you're like, oh, of course, for sure. But there are things that I did not have for a long time. So be consistent and have a system. There are lots of different systems out there. I know that Emily Gibson has a four points of contact, a weekly thing. And then Brittany Howard also has like a 10 points of contact within the first 30 days. I'm sure that those are in your team pages. I know that they're in Rising Jewels for us. I'm sure that you have to, and I'm not going to tell you which one's best, and you just kind of have to figure out what you like. I am going to talk through kind of what I do next, but have a system. There are lots of available to us. So find one that you like and roll with it. Set them up for success with good expectations. Ask them what form of communication they want. Tell them, I'm going to be reaching out to you however often, once a week, every few days. Would you rather me text you? Would you rather me Marco Polo you? Would you rather me send messenger chats? Like, what's best for you? Be relational. Like Genevieve says, retention equals relationship. Okay. So just be a real person to them and get to know them and build that bond with them. And this is a big one, this next one, listen to them. And I know that seems silly. You're like, of course, but I think sometimes we can get in this phase of like, I remember early on, I had a girl who had ulcerative colitis, and she kept telling me, I can't do BioCleanse. And there was like a part of me that I was like, nope, we just push through this detox and like, we just do this. And then I started listening to her, and like some people can't tolerate BioCleanse. That's just the nature of our products. And so like being able to listen to them and actually hear what they're saying and adjust and make adjustments that still meet your goals for helping them. But maybe you have to be creative in that. And so just help them find wins. And sometimes that means maybe we don't do Probio 5 and BioCleanse first, we triplex. Maybe we do just active and MetaBurn or something like that, or active and ease, or whatever we're doing. Maybe we're adjusting some things to help them find wins so that you can continue to build that trust. Serve their needs before your own, even if that means pushing out a sub because they have an extra product for the next month and you missing that order that month. If that's what they need, like they want to feel trusted and listened to. Okay. And then connect them in your community. I know that we have testimonial pages like Trust Your Gut, Gut Health and Happiness. Some people on my team have customer message threads with just their like personal customers. Challenges, our teams do a really great job of having challenges here and there. That's a really great way to connect them in a community. I know that a few of you may have like a Sites on Silver challenge or a thread or things like that. The more that you can bring them into your community, the more that they're going to feel connected to you, the more that they're going to trust you. Okay. Staying organized. Okay. I'm going to show you what I do every single month for my customers. I'll do that on the next page. I have a little picture of my calendar. There are so many ways to do this. Find a way that works for you, because I have tried multiple ways. And sometimes, like I said at the very beginning, this past year has been the first time that I've ever tried something and also stuck with it. So I use a pen and paper method on a calendar. I know that people use the Doe app. I think people are still using the Doe app. I know some people that set reminders in their phone. Honestly, it doesn't matter how you stay organized, but you have to be organized with it or it won't get done. I will also say this is something I started implementing about a year ago, right around this time. Scheduled work hours. If you don't have scheduled work hours, you won't follow whatever system you put in place. And this is a little bit of a tangent, but it's important. that I'm going to talk about. I even like have it in my notes. It's off topic, but I'm going to put it in my notes. I would trial this system, and then I'd like use the desk calendar, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do the desk calendar. That can work. But then when I didn't have that scheduled work time, the desk, I just like wouldn't go to my desk. I would just like work from like the couch, and I like, so I would go a week without even like seeing, oh, I was supposed to reach out to all of these people, right? So having that scheduled work time is key. Also, this is the tangent part. I have found that whenever I have the scheduled work hours, it allows me to be more present with my family outside of those work hours. Because when you don't know the next time you're going to be able to work, you're going to always feel pulled to this business. You're going to always feel like you need to check the message. You're going to always feel like you need to respond, because you never actually know when you're going to work next. Because we market that, the nooks and crannies of the day, and you can absolutely do that. However, you need set work hours. I'm just like really passionate about that, because I can say, I know that I have a message coming in, and I know that, but I know that I'm going to work tomorrow at 6 a.m. So I'm going to be able to respond to that at that time. And I protect those work hours. Okay. So I can put my business away and not feel pulled at every message, because I know that I'm going to have that time. Implementing this has been huge for my family work balance, not feeling like I'm always tied to my phone. I've always scheduled family hours since the very beginning of my business, but implementing the work hours has been like super great for us and our family and our balance there. So like I said, a little off topic, but still super important. And it was actually one of the topics that I thought I could talk an entire 30 minutes about how to have boundaries and things like that, because that's something I'm really passionate about. Okay, but we'll go on into some tips and ideas. This is kind of what I do every month, and kind of going from there. So at the end of every single month, well, I'll start. When I sign a new person, I have a little calendar. It's a weekly spread, just like this. This is next week's right here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so that's next week. I've written out my work times at the top of like when I'm going to work. And that doesn't mean I don't send messages outside of that time, but that is just like my focus time. And so whenever I sign a new person, I look and I say, okay, I signed them on Tuesday right here. So I'm going to go the next 4 Tuesdays at least, and I'm going to say, Haley, week 1, Haley, week 2, Haley, week 3, Haley, week 4. So you can kind of see this here. It says Haley, week 4. These say Abby and Rachel, week 2, because I signed them last week. So week 2 and week 2. So that way it kind of gives me, like, okay, I need to send them a message, and this is where they're at in their journey. 2 weeks on the products, right? 2 weeks since they ordered. So I kind of know what to expect, what message I want to be sending them. I'm not going to be sending them saying like, hey, let's renew your perks, right? They're only 2 weeks in the products. I'm going to be talking to them about consistency. I'm going to be talking to them about, have they noticed some extra energy? That was the first thing for me to notice, and things like that. I'm going to kind of recognize that. So I do that for all of my new people, but something that I've started doing is I send it to all of my level ones. So at the very end of the month, usually around the 28th, I will go through my subs set for the following month. This usually takes me about 30 to 45 minutes. So I block that time off so that I can do that. But you can sort in your back office how to like your subs for that month. And I write them down. And so like you can see here, Kia's subs is going to go through on the 12th. So I put on hers on the 10th. And so on the 10th, next Tuesday, I'm going to reach out to Kia and be like, hey, your sub's coming out on Thursday. What do we need to make? Do we need to make any changes? Do we need to make adjustments? Do we have perks credits that we want to use? And that way I'm in contact with every single level one of mine that orders every single month. And so this one, Thursdays are my big work days. So I put more of those there. So like this one, Karen, she is a senior silver on my team. So even my business builders, I'm making sure I'm checking in with them. And like, so I put her sub is on the 14th, Mackenzie's is on the 15th, Emily's is on the 15th, Maya's is on the 15th. And so I'm going to make those things so that whenever I sit down to do my work, I start there on this column, this customer care column, and I just like check them off. I know. Now, there are some people that have been on the products. I'll tell you one right now. This Leanne right here, she has been on the products for 2 years with me. I don't send her a message every single month because she knows that her sub's coming and she wants it to come. But I try to at least check in every 3 months. I'll send a quick little voice message, something like, hey, Leanne, I just want to check in with you, send a little reminder about your subscription. I just appreciate so much your consistent orders as it helps our family and supports our family. Please let me know how I can help you. What wins are you noticing? Things like that. Just very basic, but just a touch point to let them know that I have not forgotten about them. I'll tell you this, since I've started implementing this, I have not had one single person come to me angry saying, you didn't tell me I signed up for an automatic subscription, even though we know we do, right? Or Plexus just charged my card. I didn't know that it was going to happen. And that is awesome because I remember getting those messages and feeling like I had made a mistake. And so just a little bit of work, it takes no time to send those messages. It only takes about 30 to 45 minutes at the very beginning or the very end of the month to get set up for that month. But it has been so key in that customer care business. And then what happens is people's subs pull, they get scared because they didn't know about it, and then they cancel their sub. And then how often do they turn it back on? Probably not very often, right? And so I can stop that cancellation of the sub. And that means sometimes that I push the sub out, right? If I check in and they're like, actually, I have been super inconsistent. I have not been doing this. I have not been doing well. I'm going to need next month. You know, like I need it pushed out 3 weeks or something like that. Then I can push it out. And I can work with them on like, okay, well, let's talk about the inconsistency. Like, what can we do to help you be more consistent? So that has been huge for my business. Yeah, I think that's all. And if I will go back through and look at the chat, promise. But so if you have questions, feel free to drop them in or unmute yourself and just ask the question. That's totally fine. Okay. More tips. Now we're going to fly through these because these are things that you know, but these are just things that I do that I feel like help. I sign people up on the phone, and I just can't stress that enough. You sign them on the phone, they get to know you, you're building that relationship. Utilize perks to help keep their subscriptions over 100 PV and consistency with the products. Now, as I'm signing them up, I talk about perks, but I don't just say like, you have this cool option to get free product and just like let them know. But I like be more specific. Like, you know what? By your 3rd month, you're going to have enough perks credits to get that vital buy-on that you really wanted. So we'll check, and I'll like write that on my customer care, like on my calendar. I'll say like perks. I'm going to look at perks. We're going to talk about that. Or I'll say, you know, you'll be able to try the active by your 3rd month for free. Like help them visualize what they can do by keeping that sub on. Accountability partners, you can talk about that. That's going to be a great way to keep people, have more success on the products, get them customer care. I'm not going to go into this. You watched last month's Golden Above call from Liz and Lacey, and they talk all about duplication and how to do that. So I'm not going to talk about that, but that is a definitely a really great way to encourage continued sub and consistency on the products. Okay, welcome goodie bags when they initially enroll. I usually try to put a sample of a product that's not in their welcome pack. So maybe they weren't sure which Slim to go with, so I'm sending them a different flavor of the Slim. Or maybe they just got the triplex and not this month because they get the free active, but I'm going to send them an active, or I'm going to send them a hydrate, or maybe they have kids. I'm going to send them a kids drink or something like that. Just to give them that way. Maybe if they have too much BioCleanse the next month, I'll say like, what did your kid think about the kid drink? We can add that to your sub, no problem. Also, I send the Live It, Love It, Track It sheet in there too. I think I don't know if you can buy those, but you can also print them from your back office, but I fold them up and I send a paper copy with that little bitty bag to help them keep track of their wins. Samples of new product launches. So for my friend Leanne, who's been on the products with me for 2 years and is not doing the business, but maybe I'll send her a new sample of the hydrate that just came out. Like, hey, we got this new product, thought you would love it. I just wanted to send it to you, just to like get them to try more products. Engage with them on social media regularly, not just about Plexus. And this is taking a lot longer. I'm finishing up, but y'all are doing okay. Okay, you can make a list on Facebook of all of your customers. So like kind of organizing your friends. You can also make lists, and then that way you are only scrolling through your customers to have intentional engagement. So you're not like just like scrolling randomly through everything and you're like, oh, that's a customer of mine, I'm going to comment. Create that list. Super easy. I'm not going to, there's lots of resources. I think I have a post in Rising Jewels that tells you how to create a list. There's probably YouTube videos, things like that. Sending birthday messages or birthday cards in the mail. I'm actually working on this for my coach. I asked her if I could get a list of all my level one's birthdays because I couldn't find it in the back office. So if somebody knows where that is and you want to tell me, that'd be awesome. But I looked in the genealogy report and they don't have their birthday there. But I'm going to try and get a list of all my level one's birthdays and be able to like send birthday cards. I know that Tamara Holloway did that for me last year at my birthday. She sent me a $5 Starbucks card and it just like made my week. And I felt so loved that she would do that to me and she would send that. And so I just really appreciated that. Okay. And then at the end of the year, I send these thank you postcards. So this is the one that I did in 2020. And then this was the one that I did last year. And I send them to every level one who ordered throughout the year. Even if they only ordered one time, I send it to them and I say, hey, I write a little something here. I'm just so thankful for your support. And I think this year or that year, I wrote it up here in like a Sharpie or something like that. Now it is a little time consuming to figure out who all these people are. But what I do is I download every single genealogy month report, and then I send it over to my husband, who's the Excel whiz, and he puts them all together, sorts them, and removes duplicates, basically, of who all had an order in that year, and I send them. So it's time consuming, but I think it's worth it. Just a little extra touch to know that like you matter, and I appreciate you. So I think that's all that I have. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself. I'm going to stop sharing, maybe. I don't know.
While people put together question ideas, I was just going to say, when I started my business, the thought of like sending out a sample, I remember thinking like, that's $2.50, just one stick of Slim. That's like $2.50. Plus I have to do the label, the shipping, the stamp. Like that is money. And I remember that was stressful. And so I know that Cara's talking about like doing a goodie bag, doing birthday cards, doing, gift cards for birthdays or end of the year cards. Remember that she's an emerald, and this is not something that she did when she was silver or gold. Like this is something that she's working her way up to. And so I encourage you to not sit here and think like, I can't do that, I can't afford that. Do one thing, like even if that's just you doing a postcard, thank you and welcome, so excited to help you with your Plexus journey. That's something simple that you can do, but just doing that extra touch. or maybe allowing yourself to buy an extra bag of Slim solely for samples, because it takes you spending money to make money in this situation sometimes. And so knowing that like you are putting forth, you are investing into your business, whether that is sending a gift card or doing a fun incentive for your team, even if you only have 1 or 2 runners, like just remember that the money that you're putting forth here is helping you to grow your business. So I just don't want anybody to feel nervous, because I remember feeling that way when I first started. You don't have to do it all at the beginning.
Yeah. And one thing that I actually use a lot is my perks credits. That's what Carrie just said. I will use my perks credits to get a bag of active, or to get an extra bag of extra slim or something like that. And that way I have it on hand so that I can send that out. That is one thing that I use too, because so, and it doesn't have to be big. It can even just be like a little handwritten note. And if that's all you even do when someone joins, you don't even have to send a sample. You can just say, thank you so much for your order. I really appreciate it. And then you can print out that Live It, Love It, Track It, or send them an email with the Live It, Love It, Track It sheet or something. Yes, people love getting things in the mail. And so just being able to do that just goes a long way.
Too, if you have people that you've signed locally, and if you have a Walmart, they have really cute $1 water bottles with like silver lids. They're only $1. And so if you have people that you've signed that live near you, print off that Live It, Love It, Track It, get that $1 water bottle, and then hand deliver it. That is such a fun and special thing that you can do too.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts, questions? I didn't see a ton of questions, just really great comments of, I know that Kylie and Melissa use Project Broadcast now. That's a way. I haven't implemented that, but I know that that's a way that people check in on their teams, which is it's like a mass texting system, if you don't know what that is. But yeah, so that's all that I have. Feel free to reach out, or if you look in your team page for like an actual system of like what to say. Like I said, Brittany Howard has that 10 points of contact. Emily Gibson has that 4 points of contact within the first month. Really just being available, and reach out to your upline if you're not sure exactly what you need to say, what you need to do. But just letting them know that you're there for them and that you're available, like that's going to be the biggest thing. So, all right. Thank you guys for hopping on, and I hope that it was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon.